Welcome back to 10 Degrees Warmer. I'm Rob, and this is our series on hiking the Camino de Santiago, specifically the Camino Frances, or the French way. So I just wanted to do a quick video on how we got from Paris down to St. John Pied de Port. It can seem a little bit daunting at first, but you've actually got some options and it's not too bad. The easiest option is probably to fly. We were seeing some internal flights in France for about $100 to fly down to Bayonne, city of Bayonne, and then you can take a little commuter train over to St. John Pied de Port. There are also buses you can take. You look up like Flixbus or some of those, and they can take you down. We decided to take the train. We thought, we're in Europe, trains are just a little bit romantic. We thought it would be fun. And once we started looking at them, we realized there was a night train. And not only was the night train convenient for our schedule, but it was also pretty inexpensive, which we really appreciated, because it kind of takes the place of having to get a hotel room. So that really worked out well for us. So I flew into Paris about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We took an Uber over to the train station, and from there we got on an overnight train down to Bayonne. The train left, I didn't look up the times, I think it was about 10:30 at night, and we arrived in the morning about 7 a.m. So it was kind of a perfect little train ride. We really enjoyed it. Now, you've got a couple of options when you buy your ticket, and the thing that I would recommend most of all is buying your ticket early. These tickets drop about 90 days ahead of when you want to go, and that is when they are at the cheapest. The closer it gets, the more tickets get sold, the tickets get more and more expensive. So from 90 days out, we were able to get tickets for about $25 a person. If you wait, those tickets get much more expensive. We saw some of them for like $150 per person. So you don't want to wait. You want to plan this early and get your tickets ahead of time. Now you have a couple of options with that. Now one, I should just say, talking about booking the tickets, there are several different train companies that make the trip down there. You can go during the day, you can go, there's a fast train. And so depending on which one you want to do, you might want to check out the different train lines. We just use a website called Trainline. Now, Trainline, I think they're English, and it's an aggregator site with all of the different trains that run. So we really liked using it. You do pay a little bit of a convenience fee, but that gets you a couple of things. So one, it's an aggregator site, so you see all the trains at once, but also the site then is in English. You're not trying to decipher a French website. Google Translate is amazing, and then sometimes it just gets a little bit weird, or it messes up the formatting sometimes. So we liked it for that reason. The other thing that's great about Trainline is they do accept foreign credit cards. Not all of the local train websites will accept a non-European credit card. So it's a small convenience fee that we thought was very worth it. We liked using Trainline. It also lets you download the tickets right to your phone. So when we got on, we just showed them the QR code. Everything was very easy. However, so when you're booking the tickets, you're also going to have a couple of options for what kind of seat you want. There is, I think, just regular second class seats where it's a sit-up seat that doesn't lay back. That sounds terrible to me overnight, but you can do that if you want to, save a little bit of money. But for the lie down beds, in that car, there are 6 different beds. So if you are going on the inexpensive side and you just want to get one bed in that room, and you'll be in there potentially with other strangers if all the beds get sold, that might be fine for you, and that's great. But if you book your tickets early, like I'm telling you to do, so you get the cheap prices, it also gives you an option to book out the entire car. So that is what we did. We needed the space anyway, because I was coming from the States where I was bringing a bunch of new gear we were going to use on the Camino, and David stayed in France. So we had to completely unpack all of our bags and then repack them these are our Camino bags. And then we had a couple of bags that we sent ahead to the end of the Camino that's there waiting for us, of all the stuff that we normally have that we don't need on the Camino. So that took us about an hour and a half. We needed that space. So for us, it was a really good option. And then we just had the privacy. So that cost us $180 to book out the entire cabin. It's definitely a little bit more expensive, but for us, it was worth it. We're really glad that we did it. You do have a couple of other options when you book your seats. You can request either to have the lower bunk, the middle bunk, or the upper bunk. And then if you're a female, you can also request to be put in a female-only cabin. Now, it does say that these requests are just that. They are only requests. They're not guaranteed. It just depends, I'm sure, on who else books and how it all works out in their system. But you can put those requests in there. We did enjoy sleeping on the bottom bunk. That worked out well for us. Now, in the train, just know that these cars are set up to sleep. Like, 11:30 at night, because we'd been packing and we had the door open and the conductor walked by and she looked at me. She's like, "Why are you still awake?" Like, it is set up that you get there, you lay down, and you sleep the duration of the train. You can't really sit up. The bunks are all down, and sitting is just, it's not comfortable. It's not a good solution. So just know that you're going to sleep. But there is room underneath the bottom bunks where you could put some bags. There's also some room over the door where you could put some bags so you can get your luggage out of the way if there's 6 people in the car. Also on the train, there's a toilet on each of the trains, and then there's another space with a sink. So there's place for someone to be brushing their teeth, and then a toilet around the corner. Those were clean. They were pretty basic, but they worked well for us. And then what else do I need to tell you? So they do give you a little amenity kit. It came with some eye mask, which is really good. And then there's like some antiseptic wipes and some other little things in there, plus a bottle of water, which is really nice. It did come with a sleep sack and a pillow. So we were pretty comfortable. I didn't like their sleep mask. I thought it was a little uncomfortable, so I was happy to wear my own. But you will want to wear something if you're susceptible to light, because there isn't a covering for the window. So as you're, booking through the country, sometimes you're going to pass through cities or stations or whatever, and some pretty bright lights came in through the window. So if you want to sleep better, you're going to want to wear some kind of eye covering. We found the whole process to be very simple and straightforward. There were a lot of announcements in French that we didn't understand, and still we didn't have any issues. And then in Bayonne, you get off there. We had about an hour and a half to wait for our commuter train that took us into Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. And that was very simple. We just made it into the station. They had big signs up, telling which trains were coming. And then we just had to wait till we saw the train to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. It told us which track to go. Probably about 10, 15 minutes before the train left, we went to that track. And then we got on that train. It was a very small train. It was only one car. And frankly, I think most of the people on that car were pilgrims getting ready to hike the Camino. Everyone had their bags. There were some places to put luggage, and we just kept some on our laps because we had some extra. Definitely something I would recommend if you're looking for something a little bit different. Like I said, you can take a plane, you can take a bus. We did talk to someone who took a night bus across. She was doing things on the cheap. It sounded pretty uncomfortable to me, but I've done night buses in the past too, and if that works better for you, you do have options. So I hope you found this helpful. We really enjoyed taking the train. We thought it was a really fun experience, so I hope this will help you figure that out if that's something you would like to try for yourself. Again, this is going to be a series on the Camino. We have a lot more videos planned, so hit that subscribe button, and we will see you around next time.
Today and not tomorrow.